streets. There are crowds in the streets. I worked all day and baby you prayed for the crowds in the streets. There's more to life than money, for every day is sweeter than honey. You gotta bleed to survive and get sick to thrive. Do we want to call this our country? Hundreds of thousands of millions of houses that got sold on lies to prioritize the predatory sale of iffy mortgages. The teachers in our schools, yes, they're paid like they're fools. And the CEOs, they can steal our toes to pay for air-conditioned pools. It's time for imagination and for the people to re-envision the structure of the muck that got us out of luck and devise a deficit solution. Power to the people, not the politicians or steeples. We know that we are one and the fun's just begun. Yes, we can be more than feeble. Crowds in the streets, there are crowds in the streets. I worked all day and baby you prayed for the crowds in the streets. Crowds in the streets, there are crowds in the streets. From Russia, Spain and Portland, Maine, there are crowds in the streets. Crowds in the streets, there are crowds in the streets. From Waikiki to Thessaloniki, there's crowds in the streets. Crowds in the streets, there are crowds in the streets. From Tucson, Arizona to Barcelona, there's crowds in the streets. Crowds in the streets, there are crowds in the streets. I worked all day and baby you pray for the crowds in the streets. Crowds in the streets, there are